Australians, we love our smartphones and we love our apps. The average Australian smartphone user has 28 apps on their phone, 10 of which are paid.
By the end of last year, Australians had downloaded more than 1 billion apps. The two biggest application stores, Google Play and Apple App Store, each offer more than 700,000 different apps. They may be new technologies, but they fulfill age-old desires. Most apps are great. There are apps for finding directions, apps to cure boredom, apps to teach you things. But then there are apps that are designed to exploit you. And some that are just scams. They use old techniques dressed up in new technology. The first, and most simple, is the lookalike. A lookalike app disguises itself as a more popular app. Lookalike scam apps sometimes appear on the most downloaded apps lists of both Apple and Google.
The Halo 4 app, which cost $5.49, was released just in time for Christmas last year. It contained real-looking screenshots, its description said Halo 4, and it was rated 4.5 stars by hundreds of reviewers.
But every one of those over 200 5-star reviews used a full name and a middle initial, which makes me extremely dubious.
And it turned out to be little more than a chess app and driving simulator.
Which brings us to money stealers. Some apps exploit security flaws in app stores to acquire your personal information and steal from you.
One developer hacked into the App Store and used other people's accounts to buy hundreds of copies of his app. It was so successful that at one stage his Vietnamese language comic books had 41 of the top 50 in the books category.
Some apps work within the law, but have dodgy ways of making you spend more. Bill shock apps. Often, app producers will get kids hooked on playing a free game, then make their money from in-game upgrades.
Smurf Village is a classic example. It's a cartoony game clearly aimed at young kids. However, its in-app purchases can cost up to $110. It's not illegal, but in my book, charging $110 for virtual berries in a kid's game is a bit predatory.
The techniques used by scammers can be sophisticated, but the main reason they get away with it is consumer apathy. Apps don't usually cost much, and you're not buying a physical product, so when people get ripped off, they don't complain. They don't realise that their consumer rights are the same whether they're buying Smurf berries in the virtual world or the real world. Not falling for that one again. In 2011, an Android app scammed about 1,400 UK customers, costing them £28,000. Yet only 34 complaints were registered. But don't worry, if you buy a dodgy app, Google and Apple make it really easy for you to get a refund. Part of the problem is that Apple and Google have an ingenious method of making people think that all sales are final. They do it by writing in their terms and conditions, all sales are final. Ignore this because it's not true. And they know it. Put a sign like that up in their real store and they're very quick to remove it.
You can't really do that in the shop, man.
What, mate?
You can't really come inside the shop and do
We're just putting up the all sales are final sign. Is it too big? Would you like us to put a smaller one up, like on the website? Okay. Hang on a sec.
Just don't do that. So
We're just helping you out.
understand.
Ah. Under the Australian consumer law, apps, like any other product, have to be of acceptable quality and work as described. If they don't, you've got a right to get your money back. But how easy is it to do this? Let's find out. We downloaded an app called Cool X-Ray Booth Pro, which said it would turn my iPhone camera into an X-ray machine. It said I could check your bones, just like the doctors do. Wow, I'm going to save so much of my medical bills. Amazingly, with X-Ray Photo Booth Pro, I couldn't see through my skin at all, and the photos taken looked nothing like the screenshots. What? I had a bone to pick. So I clicked Report a Problem in my iTunes receipt. This took me to my iTunes purchase history, where I clicked Report a Problem again. Chose the application does not function as expected, and Apple said they're not able to provide support and I need to contact the developer. So I clicked the link to the developer's website and It's all in Chinese. Maybe I need to speak to this guy. And when you click App Support on your phone, you're taken directly to the developer's website as well. In fact, Apple's support pages tell you at least 4 times if you've got a problem with an app, you need to contact the developer, even though you bought it from Apple. They even suggest you use an internet search engine to find company contact details. What a brilliant idea. We thought we'd give it a try. I found out the name of our developer, Googled him, internet search engined him, and tried to contact every Liam Zhong in the world.
Hi Liam, welcome to YouTube. Just trying to get a refund under Section 54 and 56 of the Australian Consumer Law. Please send me the refund under Section 263(4)A. Here's a picture of a cat.
Liam Zhong on YouTube didn't get back to me, Liam Zhong on Twitter didn't tweet me back, and for some reason, Liam Zhong on Facebook didn't even accept my friend request. Maybe Apple can help.
Liam Zhong, you know Liam? He works with Apple. He looks like this. You'd recognise him if you've seen him.
I'm actually getting my manager to come and see
cool.
you, so-
He might know Liam. Cool. Siri, do you know where Liam Zhong is?
I'm sorry, Fuck. I'm afraid I can't answer that.
Ignore what Apple says. You have a right to a refund directly from them. So I contacted Apple and explained I'd purchased a product from them which didn't match the description, and that I believed I was entitled to my money back. And I received a personal email back within an hour saying I'd receive a full refund. That's 99 cents. The hardest part of getting a refund was finding a contact email. All you have to do is click Support, iTunes, Contact Support, Contact iTunes Store Support, Purchases Billing and Redemption, Quality of Purchase Content, Email. But don't worry if you can't remember all of that, because we've built an app that takes you directly where you need to go on the Apple website. So now when you want to enforce your consumer rights with Apple, there's an app for that. Download it now and we'll throw in $50 worth of Smurfberries.
App not yet approved by Apple, but we can't see why they'd say no to it.
The best way to protect yourself from dodgy apps is to do your research. Remember, the ratings in app stores can be faked up. So if you've got any concerns, Google the app and see if anybody else has got any problems. Whatever you do, don't give your kids your app store password. It's like giving them a credit card in a Smurfberry store. And if you do get ripped off, enforce your consumer rights. If more people did that, it'd be harder for people to scam us.